Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, and was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. King is best known for advancing civil rights through nonviolence and civil disobedience, inspired by his Christian beliefs and the nonviolent activism of Mahatma Gandhi. King participated in and led marches for blacks' right to vote, desegregation, labor rights, and other basic civil rights. King led the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott and later became the first president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. As president of the SCLC, he helped organize some of the nonviolent 1963 protests in Birmingham, Alabama. King helped organize the 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. On October 14, 1964, Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize for combating racial inequality through nonviolent resistance. And in 1965, he helped organize 2 of the 3 Selma to Montgomery marches. In his final years, he expanded his focus to include opposition to poverty, capitalism, and the Vietnam War. In his civil rights career, King was arrested nearly 30 times. In 1968, Dr. King was planning a national occupation of Washington, D.C. to be called the Poor People's Campaign when he was assassinated on April 4th in Memphis, Tennessee. In 1986, Martin Luther King Day was made a federal holiday under the Reagan administration, and each year we honor and celebrate Dr. King's tremendous leadership and breakthroughs in the fight for freedom of all people. The 122 Teen Ministry and all of First Met wishes you a very treasured and happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Well, to start off, he's one of the most notable American civil rights activists ever. And his whole thing was being peaceful. He wanted to make a change, but he wanted to do it peacefully. And even though people tried to, throw dirt on his name throughout his entire time, he was able to get the job done because progress was made. And he was a legend, and he was a great person, and his legacy is still being remembered today.
When you're implying that Black Lives Matter, you're implying that, that they didn't matter before, so now you're saying they do matter. And all lives do matter, but when you have one race being killed at a quicker rate, that says something and should be changed. So you have to stand up for what's right.
I think it's just not fair to judge us by the color of our skin and to think that we're dangerous even when we're not armed. And it also makes me think about, I have friends and brothers, and at any moment it can happen to them, so and to me. So it makes me very aware of my surroundings and just to be careful.
It definitely wasn't fair, considering that they weren't doing anything wrong. They were just minding their own business, even in your own house. And it just goes to show that as a Black person in America, you're never really safe, because no matter where you are, in your car, in the street, in your house, racism is always going to find its way back to you somehow, whether it's through the cops, through your job, through the people you hang out with. It's just always going to happen.
About the stuff that's going on and how they feel about it. Some people be like, oh, I don't really think it's a big deal. Then other people be like, it's a big thing and everybody needs to make a change because everybody needs to be treated the same.
He was going for this civil rights movement and wanted to do it peacefully, so there'll be no harm to black people, but plus no harm to any other race. So they know that we mean peace, that we don't mean no harm to nobody.
I believe that a peaceful protest is the way to go, and try not to use like as much force as you can to show the other side that you try to do everything peacefully and that you don't mean harm. The Black community isn't as dangerous as they think.
I mean, occasionally, yes, afraid that a cop that might pull us over is the wrong cop. I do feel that there are some good cops in this country that want to do what's right, and they wanted to wear the badge so they can protect and serve like it's meant to be. But then there's some who they take that badge and they abuse their authority.
Because we want to get our get our rights and be equal as everybody else and get treated the same as like a white Mexican, as a white Hispanic, Asian, anybody in this world.
I think Martin Luther King would be proud of the recent Black Lives Matter movements, because he would be seeing like a whole new generation of not just Black kids, white kids, Hispanic kids, Indian kids, Asian kids, just everybody joining together for a collective cause, for a collective group of people. And we're totally different than the people who was out there marching with him, but we're still fighting for the same thing. We are living better than what they were living for, but just the fact that we're still technically fighting against the same forces in America, I think he would be really disappointed and saddened by that. And I just hope he wouldn't feel like because of that he failed, because he didn't. It's just that hate is taught constantly, and it's not something that a law can, get rid of.
When I try to pray that one day, like, the country can just, like, come together instead of seeing everyone as a skin color, just see them as another American, as like another human. And so, like, all this tension can just, like, stop.
I really prayed that, God would, like, just, open the eyes of those who aren't doing right, and that they would seek him and his goodness, and that they just, see what they're doing wrong and change so this country could also change. And that, his people could spread his word so it can get to others, so that they would know right from wrong.
If there is going to be a change soon, or a change at all, someone's going to have to step up and actually start trying to make a change instead of just going along with what's happening.
Tell people how you feel, and if people feel the same way, a group of us can get together and start advocating.
There's a lot of teens on social media right now, so they can like post things on there and they can like try to spread a lot of positivity and a lot of awareness.
I hope the same thing we all hope, and that's that we all get treated equally. We might not see it, but hopefully our kids or grandkids will see that we can all be treated equally.
When I have kids, that they won't be scared to get pulled over by the police. They can just like go out and be who they want to be without having to worry about getting shot just because they're Black and having to take extra precautions just because of it.
That we all are human beings and we all live in this country, so we should be treated equally. But I really just hope that it comes as soon as possible.
I have a dream.
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 When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
We shall overcome. We shall